So here's a riddle for you guys. When is a mortgage offer not really a mortgage offer? Did you know that there are different types of mortgage offers that you can get at different stages of the buying process when you're buying a property, but only one of them is a legit, bona fide, real deal mortgage offer that you can proceed to completion with? Can you tell me, without going through the rest of this video right now, what the difference is between being sent by a broker a mortgage option or mortgage options, a decision in principle, a mortgage illustration, and a mortgage offer? Let me know in the comments below if, before you watch the rest of this video, you knew or know already what the difference between those different types of offers is, because only one of them, as I said, you can take through to completion. The rest are illustrations, indication, potential, okay? And they could all be taken away at any time once further underwriting is done. And you need to know this, right? You really do need to know this. And the reason why I'm making a video on it today is because I myself have been in a position recently where I was buying a property and I'd had a decision in principle from a lender, which I took to the sales agent and the seller, and it was all good, offer accepted, all gravy, right? Wrong. I went back to the broker after the offer was accepted and everything was looking to progress on to the next stage. The broker said, right, we're going to go in for the full mortgage offer, right? So we need to do the underwriting, the searches, the credit checks, etc. And what happened, guys, was that the lender, and tell me if this has happened to you at any stage or if you've heard about it happening to anybody else, they then came back and said, oh, actually, based on our full underwriting, so as I said, that includes searches on your credit file, it involves evaluation of the property, etc., etc. We're actually not going to lend.
So we don't have the capacity.
So I'm stuck. I've committed to a purchase. I've already paid fees to my solicitor, my broker, etc. And now I actually don't have the money to buy the property. So what happened? I had to basically spend the next few weeks, the next month or so, frantically going to different brokers, going to different lenders and trying to get a plan B mortgage offer because the first one, the plan A one, fell through. And I'm going to share a few things with you that are really going to help you to hopefully never be in this position by taking preventative measures, especially relating to your credit file, your credit report, your credit history, whatever word you want to use, because that's a really big component of the full underwriting process with you to getting a mortgage offer alongside the lender valuing the property. So the first thing I'm going to start off with, guys, and this is going to be really subtle and nuanced, but it's really important to push your broker on this. When you tell them that you're going to offer on a property, buy a property, and you want to understand how much you can borrow, they go through it in stages. What some brokers may do is do a real high level indication of how much you might be able to borrow. I don't know the specific ins and outs, but it's something along the lines of plug in some numbers into a system on their end relating to how much you earn, what your budget is in terms of your month to month spending, and some other details, and you'll get mortgage options, okay? I got this from a broker, I won't say who, but it's quite clear to me reading this that this is a really high level indication. I would question if they've even actually gone to the lender and fed the lender my information, like my tax returns, my earnings, my budget, my wage slips, my bank statements, etc., to get an indication of what I can borrow. So that is the first indication of borrowing that you get from brokers. Now, I don't like this, okay? This is too generic for me. What I actually want is a decision in principle and a mortgage illustration, okay? Those are two words that you really want to memorize and say to the broker when you're talking to them about how much you can and want to borrow before you go see properties. Now, you also want to make sure that it's based off of a soft credit search. A soft credit search is different to a hard credit search. It's called a soft credit search because it doesn't show up on your credit report. You might get an alert saying that a search was done on your credit file, but it doesn't show up, it doesn't change your credit score, okay? That is the closest thing to a mortgage offer before you go into full mortgage underwriting, once you've made an offer and then they go in and they do a hard credit search, evaluation, etc. So that is what I like to get from brokers, but not all brokers will give you this, okay? Most should, but I have personally been in contact with about 4 or 5 different brokers for the same one deal, and I've gotten different things from those different brokers. So it's really important to ask for the right type of decision in principle based on a soft search of your credit file, so that you're in a position where you're not set up for failure further down the line. And that decision in principle can come in different forms. It could literally just be the name of the lender, the amount that you can borrow, the interest rate, the term, and some other details. Or it could be a full, what they call illustration. So pages of information. It has those elements that I've just said before, but it also includes stuff like fees, charges, legal costs, etc., etc. It's just more details. So either of those two is what you want to get from a broker and a lender before you go and view properties and make an offer. Now, even then, guys, say you've got a decision in principle and mortgage illustration based off of a soft search, you're still not guaranteed to get a mortgage offer when it comes to the full underwriting. Why is that? It's because they basically go into even more forensic detail. I mean, these people are in your life. They're in your bank accounts. They're going through, 3 months worth of transactions line by line. They're looking at your work contract. They're looking at the taxes you pay. They're looking at your tax returns. And on top of that, they're doing stuff like valuing the property, etc. So there's a lot of components that come after you've made an offer that could still swing a lender's decision. But, it's pretty much out of your hands.